The night my marriage died at the dinner table. I never imagined that one impulsive decision would eventually explode into such a devastatingly public reckoning. 4 years I buried it, convinced that if I kept the betrayal quiet, tucked away in the recesses of my conscience, it would somehow lose its power. I told myself that what my husband didn't know couldn't hurt him. I was wrong. Deeply, irreversibly wrong. Ethan and I had been married for 7 years. In many ways, he was everything a partner should be. Dependable, kind, and committed. But somewhere along the line, our life had grown. Silent. Predictable. We had settled into a routine that felt more like a carefully choreographed partnership than a passionate marriage. Bills, chores, takeout dinners, and conversations that didn't go beyond the usual. How was your day? At first, I blamed the world around me. Work stress. The pressures of adulthood. The expectations that weighed on women to have it all and never complain. Anything but myself. Then came Noah. He was a colleague. Confident. Spontaneous. Charismatic in a way that turned heads without even trying. There was something about him that reminded me of a version of myself I hadn't felt in years. Alive, desired, noticed. It started innocently enough. Shared jokes at lunch. Glances that lingered longer than they should have. But lines blur easily when you've already started justifying the first step. The night it happened, after a company mixer and one too many glasses of wine, I crossed a line I had sworn I never would. I told myself it was a one-time mistake. That it didn't mean anything. But what's one moment becomes two, then a pattern, then something you try to hide even from yourself. I thought I was careful. I deleted messages. I created fake meetings. I rehearsed lies in the mirror. But deception, like smoke, always finds a way to escape the cracks. Ethan began to notice. The long evenings at work. The coldness in my tone. The distance growing between us. He didn't accuse me, not at first, but I could feel it in the way he looked at me. Searching, wounded, waiting for me to tell the truth he already suspected. And then came the night everything collapsed. It was his mother's birthday, a grand affair at his parents' estate. Aunts, uncles, cousins, family friends, all gathered in the chandelier-lit dining hall. Laughter echoed across the table. Plates passed, wine poured, and I kept telling myself I could keep up the act for just one more night. But halfway through dinner, Ethan stood up. He tapped his spoon gently against his glass. The chatter dimmed into silence. All eyes turned to him with curiosity, expecting a toast or maybe a sentimental memory. But his expression was unreadable. His jaw was tight, his voice steady but sharp. "I have something to say," he began, glancing around the room before settling his eyes on me. "I know about the affair." The words slammed into me like a tidal wave. "I've known for some time," he continued. "I didn't bring it up before because I hoped, maybe foolishly, that I was wrong. But tonight I want to stop pretending. I deserve better than this. And I won't keep lying to the people I love." He turned to face the stunned room. "I thought about keeping this private. But I owe it to myself and all of you to be honest. This marriage is over." The silence that followed was suffocating. No shouting. No dramatic outburst. Just the cold, surgical truth laid bare. And somehow, that hurt more than any fury ever could. Then he looked at me one last time and said, "Go home. Pack your things. Be out by morning." I was frozen in my chair. My lips trembled, but no words came out. Around me, the faces I had once called family stared in stunned disbelief. Some with pity, others with disgust. My heart thundered in my chest. My hands shook as I left that house, each step heavy with the weight of shame. Not just because I'd been exposed, but because I finally understood the full gravity of what I had destroyed. Good man. A real partnership. Years of shared memories. All gone in exchange for a fleeting high that couldn't withstand daylight. Months have passed, but that night replays in my mind in painful clarity. Ethan's calm voice. His unwavering resolve. The way he ended it with dignity while I crumbled. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even ask for understanding. What I carry now is the cost of my choices, a reminder etched into every day since. I destroyed something real for something momentary, and I will live with that forever.